Ullman, we begin at 7 o'clock with breaking news out of the Antelope Valley.
Fire crews are battling a fast-moving wildfire that has prompted evacuation warnings. The Hawk Fire was first reported just after 3 p.m. in Acton on Trenmar Drive and Atalisa Road. Initial reports put the blaze at 3 to 5 acres, but 10 to 15 mile-per-hour winds pushed the flames uphill, and at this hour, the fire has grown to nearly 300 acres.
No homes have been lost, though evacuation orders have been issued for areas north of Via Famero Drive and Ritter Motorway, south of Elizabeth Lake Road and Bouquet Canyon Road, east of Minanimberba Road, and west of West Avenue.
All right, let's head over to meteorologist Vera Jimenez with more on the current conditions. V.
Thank you so much, Cher. Yes, as we take a look at the map, you can see where Acton is, in case you're not familiar. It's close to the Antelope Valley. This is the Hawk Fire. Right now, the winds continue to diminish. Now we're down to about 12 miles per hour, which is about the same as they were during the 6 o'clock hour, but definitely lighter than the 5 o'clock hour. The gusts are still sitting at about 18 miles per hour. Temperature is now down to 80 degrees, and the relative humidity has increased again, now sitting at 34%. So again, the winds right now are not strong. They are just regular part of the daily pattern that happens as we go from the daytime to the evening hours, overnight. When the winds settle down, that's when the night actually starts, and things generally slow down every day at this hour, unless, of course, we have a wind event in progress, which we do not, and that is definitely some good news. Other than that, we're not seeing anything abnormal in terms of the wind speeds. We'll take a look at the rest of those numbers for you coming up in just a few minutes. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Vera. Now at 7, federal agents conduct a patrol operation outside the museum where Governor Gavin Newsom makes a major announcement about redistricting plans in California. The governor was at Little Tokyo today to lay out his plan to counteract Texas's efforts to add more Republican seats to the House of Representatives.
But it's the arrival of armed agents in tactical gear that is getting a lot of attention this afternoon. KTLA's Alina Bovian has details from Little Tokyo.
Good evening. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom here in LA to deliver an important message to California voters, but his efforts were quickly overshadowed.
I know they say don't mess with Texas. Well, don't mess with the great Golden State.
Governor Gavin Newsom in LA today to garner support for his proposed redistricting plan, essentially redrawing the boundaries of political districts in California, telling the country to, quote, wake up to what President Trump is trying to do in office. Governor Newsom's strategy is to preempt Republican redistricting in Texas by giving California voters the authority to adopt interim legislator-drawn congressional maps, but only through a voter-approved measure he wants on the California ballot in a special election in November.
Not just in Texas, but in Missouri, where J.D. Vance went just a week ago, in Indiana, in places like Ohio, in places like Florida.
As the governor was speaking inside the Japanese American Museum in Little Tokyo,
at this exact moment,
outside
are dozens and dozens of ICE agents.
This was happening. Masked and armed federal agents showing up, taking at least one person into custody, a man driving a truck. According to Border Patrol, its agents were conducting roving immigration enforcement patrols in the area.
This was just going out on the street, kidnapping someone who looked brown.
And according to California Border Patrol, they say that today's incident was a reflection of officers enforcing the law and had nothing to do with politics or Governor Gavin Newsom. I'm Lena Bovin here in Little Tokyo, KTLA 5 News.
California's proposed congressional map is set to be released Friday.
But we are learning more about some of the expected changes. Politico has obtained this chart showing the expected partisan tilt of California's 52 congressional districts pre and post redraw. Now, the map would eliminate 3 GOP seats held by Doug LaMalfa, Kevin Kiley, and Ken Calvert, and it would shift 2 seats held by David Valadao and Darrell Issa to lean Democrat, and it would make every other seat a safe seat for Democrats, resulting in a 49-3 advantage for the left.
The map not officially released, but Governor Newsom already in campaign mode, posting this ad to X today.
It is a 5-alarm fire for democracy in the United States of America.
Donald Trump, who's trying to light a torch on democracy. continue to try to rig the election. His agenda is failing. This presidency is failing.
The ad encourages Californians to vote yes on November 4th, though at this point the ballot initiative has not been revealed. The proposed map has not been released, and a special election has not been declared by state lawmakers.
And that possible ballot initiative may also face an unexpected hurdle: voters. New Politico Citron Center Possibility Lab polling finds 64% of respondents think California should keep its independent redistricting commission. 36% back returning congressional redistricting authority to state lawmakers. Independent voter support for the commission was even higher at 72%. California's independent commission was approved by voters in 2008 and 10.
In Texas, Democratic lawmakers moving closer to ending their nearly two-week-long walkout, which has prevented Republicans in the House from redrawing their congressional maps. The Democrats announcing they will return so long as Texas Republicans end a special session and California releases its redrawn map proposal, both of which are again set for Friday. Texas Governor Abbott has said he plans to call another special session to push through the new map, which would give Republicans 5 new seats. It was approved by the state Senate this week.
And amid the redistricting fight, protests are planned across the country this Saturday. The so-called Fight the Trump Takeover events are backed by groups including Indivisible, Planned Parenthood, and the Democratic National Committee. About 200 events are currently scheduled in 34 states, with an anchor rally in Austin, Texas, headlined by the likes of Beto O'Rourke and activist Dolores Huerta.
A tragic freak accident on the 60 freeway in Pomona. A truck tire flies across several lanes into oncoming traffic, crashing through a windshield, killing a woman. Ingrid Zapata was headed to work when the tragedy happened. Tonight, her adult children are trying to cope with their sudden loss.
KTLA's Carlos Salcedo is live with more on how she is being remembered tonight. Carlos?
Micah, Cher, good evening. The tragedy appears to be a freak accident. A grandmother was heading to work when she was struck by a detached tire while on the 60 freeway. Tonight, her family, they're demanding a full investigation.
None of us understand it. You know, we're all still kind of in shock.
The Zapata family of Moreno Valley is still trying to process what many are describing as a freak accident that took the life of a caring grandmother.
They told me that, yeah, she had gone in an accident and that she didn't make it.
Ingrid Zapata was killed on the 60 freeway in Pomona early Monday morning. The 57-year-old had just dropped off members of her church at the airport and was heading to her work as a school bus driver when her windshield was shattered by a detached tire. Investigators say a pickup truck driver was on the westbound side of the freeway when his left rear tire came off, crossed a divider to the other side. The tire hit Zapata's Lexus, causing her to lose control and crash near the Gary Avenue off-ramp. The CHP is investigating, but the family is desperate for answers.
They're trying to see if, there was negligence on the part of the truck owner, or if there was negligence, on part of any mechanic work that had been done to the truck.
Relatives have set up a GoFundMe page to help with unexpected funeral costs. Zapata has been remembered as a woman of faith who volunteered her time to help others.
That's what I want people to know about her, is just how big of a person she was, how big her heart was. And I think that in any picture that anyone sees of her, any moment we talk about her, that's all we think is just how happy she was all the time and how selfless she was.